Kia might have been around for the last 70 years, but it's only in the last 4 or 5 that they've sort of come out fighting. Back in the day, they made cars that were best described as nondescript. Now, they have a whole range that are not only good value, but also very good looking. And so, the Optima is the newest car that they hope will help eliminate the eyebrow factor. You know, when you say to your friend, you should try that new Optima, and he says, but it's a Kia. In truth, even after I've told you all about this car, you'll still probably be raising your eyebrows, but for the right reasons. It makes a solid first impression, the Optima, and the more you explore it, the more it makes you realize that Kia isn't just an also-ran in the global manufacturing stakes, they're making some seriously good cars. We took a road trip to Bolito in KZN to sample the newest contender in the mid-size sedan segment, a segment that is filled at this level with the likes of the VW Passat, the Honda Accord and the Mazda 6. Those cars aren't really renowned for any sort of standout character, and the Optima blasts them all into the weeds with one simple look. It is a stonkingly good-looking car. It's all narrow apertures and coupe shape and clean lines and great detailing. Kia managed something really good with their cars. They're not typically European or obviously Asian. They have their very own style, and in this car, it comes together brilliantly. It's a style we first noticed last year when we were in South Korea with sister company Hyundai. The Optima stood out in traffic there, which, given that 80% of the cars in Korea are design rip-offs, isn't surprising. But it'll have no trouble at all competing for attention here either, even against more expensive machines. It does quite a lot with minimal elements. The shape is simple, the lights front and rear are slimmed down, and there's just no fuss in the design. Although I can't say those wheels do much to complement its originality. Like its baby cousin, the Rio, Kia have opted for some big disky things that scream aftermarket. The interior is full of familiar Kia bits, the red illumination, the radio with no RDS, the aircon controls, they're all out of the Kia parts bin. But they've engineered a little bit more thought into here, so everything is a little bit more driver focused. And they've tried to cram every conceivable option in here as standard, and then a few more. It's bordering on Lexus-level luxury, right down to keyless entry and operation, heated and ventilated seats, and a decent sound system from Infinity. You get a reversing camera and Bluetooth, but the only obvious omission is sat-nav. A panoramic roof is about the only optional extra. The coupe shape miraculously won't give your rear passengers neck spasms. There's decent space for everyone in the Optima. Power comes from a 2.4-litre four-cylinder with 132 kilowatts and 231 newton meters. 0 to 100 time is 9.5 seconds. Kia claims a fuel consumption figure of 8.7 litres per 100. And it is the only engine option available at the moment, although something tells me that a diesel-powered Optima is inevitable. Give this car enough space and it'll reach a respectable 210 kilometers an hour. Being a car of the current generation, it's also fitted with an eco mode. Apparently, pressing a button on the steering wheel will save you 7.5% in fuel, although it'll simultaneously cut your driving fun by 50%. The look of the Optima might be ultra-modern, but the drive is a little bit more old-school. The engine doesn't benefit from twin turbos or electric motors, and the gearbox doesn't have any dual clutches or CVT idiocy. It's just a bog-standard 6-speed auto. So, does that mean that the Optima is nothing special? In pure driver's terms, it's about what you'd expect from a car in this class. It does what it does without any drama, although the engine doesn't mind letting you know that it's working hard when the revs start approaching the red line. But this Kia's main aim isn't to provide you with an adrenaline rush, it wants to keep you relaxed. It is very cozy in here. They've started with the idea of add everything on the options list as standard, and that includes very comfortable seats in the back as well. The ride soaks up everything in its path, and that's despite the fact that, like the engine and the gearbox, there's nothing fantastically advanced about it. There aren't metal filings in the shock absorbers to help stiffen everything up. It's just very well sorted. The only thing I don't like is the steering, which is a bit like a prosthetic limb. It works okay, it just feels a little rubbery and a bit odd. That may be another symptom of it not having any true cutting edginess to it, but the other side to that is that you don't have to pay a massive premium for it. The Optima, with all the boxes checked, comes in at 306,000 Rand. That's 60 grand less than a similarly engined Honda Accord. Kia have been carrying on for a while now about how they have the power to surprise, but given how many decent cars they've produced in the last while, it should come as no surprise that the Optima is as good as it is. And they haven't just relied on value to help sell their new model, they've engineered a really good drive into it as well. Kia might be Korea's oldest car manufacturer, but they're churning out good cars with the consistency of a Swiss watch. The Kia Optima's only engine option at the moment is a 2.4-litre petrol that offers decent power when you need it and an eco mode when you're feeling responsible. Kia have relied on great styling, good value and an extensive standard features list to sell their newest model. The drive is about as good as anything else in its class, with the steering being the only obvious drawback.